What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Quote Breakdown. This is Anthony Minaya speaking. I want to welcome everybody to the show. Let's get right into it. Today's episode, I'm going to break down a quote that I posted today. Of course, from the time I'm recording this, May 20th, 2019. As long as human beings continue to escape from all forms of mental suffering, the world will always be corrupt. Now, the caption on this is I am the world and the world is me. What you do affects people in some way, which is why your problems must be your number one priority. I say this all the time, and very few actually take this seriously. You want world change? It starts with you. What do I mean when I say the world will always be corrupt? Meaning there will always be an agenda. There will always be somebody trying to one up on somebody. There will always be backstabbing. There will always be secret things and going on. There will always be controlling. There will always be manipulation. There will always be problems within this planet. Always. Because if as long as human beings continue to escape from all mental suffering, from all insecurities, from all delusion, from all anxiety, from all worry, from all doubts, as long as those things still exist, right? As people continue to escape from those things, that means they do not make their problems the number one priority within their life. That means their escapism, right? Escape life, a life of fantasy will always be their reality. Now, many times you've heard me talk about this, how if you're suffering from some form of mental suffering, right? Like for example, if you're insecure, what type of lifestyle would you live being, you know, being that you're so insecure? If you have anxiety, what type of lifestyle would you live? Think about the manipulation that goes on. Think about the controlling, the mass shootings. We spoke about this before many times. The world will always be corrupt. And also, it's also like a double entendre because though that is true, right? It's also people who always say the world's corrupt are those who don't make their problems the number one priority. Is when they come face to face to reality. These are the people that always say, oh, the world's fucked up, the world's corrupt. There's a problem with this, there's a problem with that, there's always problems. Well, yeah, it's going to be like that forever as long as people continue to escape. I wish people understood this, and I wish they would teach this in school, right? I wish there was proper education where they would teach that world change starts with yourself. It doesn't start with you joining groups. It doesn't start with you protesting and filling out certain surveys and saying yes, we want this, we want. It doesn't start like that. The way it starts is within yourself. Realizing that how much people continue to escape from the truth, realizing that you're escaping from the truth, realizing that most people are afraid of reality, of seeing what's actually going on. Now, once you focus on yourself, now every single move you make, you have a direct impact on somebody else in this world, even if you don't focus on the problems, right? When you don't, even if you don't focus on it, every move you make, if you think about it, has an effect on other people's lives in some way. Just think about it. You don't take action. You make excuses. You probably rely on somebody else to take care of you. Now that person has a burden on their back, right? Has a burden and is like, oh, now you're a liability to other people. This is facts. You're either an asset to somebody's life or you're wasting somebody's time. This is real. Not taking yourself seriously is a problem. Just think about all the things that happen because one is choosing not to focus on their problems. One is choosing to escape. Think about all the problems. Just think about it. Something so we connect the dots on why somebody is drunk driving in the first place, right? Someone gets hit by a drunk driver. Now let's study that drunk driver. Why is he drinking? Why is he getting drunk to the point that he can't even think, to the point where he's not even right? What caused him to do that? Well, he probably just likes it. No, there is an underlining thing behind that. I work a job that I don't like. I'm stressed out. This is one thing. I'm not saying this is what it is. This is one example, right? I'm stressed out. I don't want to work a job. I don't like the job that I work. I can't wait for Friday nights. Friday nights come. I can't wait to drink my life away so I can escape from the reality of my life, right? How stressed I am, how worried I am, how much anxiety I have. Meaninglessness is a huge problem. How my life has lack of meaning. I'm not really doing something that I truly feel brings me real value, right? Gives me some type of fulfillment and brings others real value. So I drink, get wasted. I don't take responsibility in anything in my life. So how I do anything will be how I do everything. So I won't take responsibility and, you know, get a cab or, you know, get a friend to drive. I'll do this myself. I got this. I'm used to this. Jump in the car, drives, doesn't even know, thinks it's all normal, swerving lanes, boom, crash, hit somebody, kill somebody. That's happened before many times. There's other different examples. In the past breakdowns, I spoke about mass shootings, right? How insecure people or people feel like, I don't love myself. They'll go out and do things just to hurt other people, just so people can feel, their pain, what they're experiencing. There's many things that has happened. Manipulation, insecure men manipulating women, using women, abusing women, rape. All these things are real. People who are insecure with themselves looking to seek power, some form of power to control other people, to get other people around them to do things for them. I spoke about this before, but this is why the world will always be corrupt. If you actually understood the fact that you are the world and the world is you would take this more seriously. You would take this more seriously. And as soon as I changed my perspective, my whole entire outlook on life changed. I changed my perspective on this one thing, right? Changed my perspective on this, that I am the world is me, right? That means everything I do has an effect on other people. This podcast right now, I'm speaking to somebody, it's impacting somebody in some way. People are spending time listening or watching this podcast. Now that may spark ideas. But does the opposite. If I'm negative, if I'm talking about some shit that, you know, is not some positive stuff, right? I don't know what happened here. If I talk about some things that are not positive, if I talk about some things that, you know, that that can influence you to do something negative, that also has an impact on your life and everybody else's. It's a real thing. It spreads. It spreads. So this is what I mean. As long as human beings continue to escape from all forms of mental suffering, the world will always be corrupt, no matter what. And the only way it will change is if you change, and it starts with you. You listening to this podcast, every single person in this world has to make it a priority to be free from all forms of mental suffering, to handle their problems as soon as the problems present itself. So I'm gonna leave you with that, fam. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for listening to the show. I thank YouTube. If you're listening in, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, show some love. I appreciate the comments always. Even if you always comment, you're like, man, I'm the only one commenting. I see you and I appreciate you. With that being said, thank you so much. And I see you guys next time. Peace.